Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are playing the Cyborg. This character is interesting, but in my opinion, very easy. You start with one minigun, range damage mods are increased by 200%. 100% of your range damage are temporarily converted into engineering halfway through a wave. One range damage equals 2 engineering, right? And then you have a bunch of reductions, melee damage reduced by 100, elemental by 100, and engineering by 75%. So what does that mean? Obviously, it means go range damage. You have 200% increased mods on your range damage. But what weapon should we be going? Well, we want to go engineering, right? Because halfway through the wave, we will lose all of our range damage and it will get converted to engineering. So in my opinion, the wrench is the most stable thing you can go. You could also try and have fun with the landmines from the screwdriver. Personally, I think the wrench easily the strongest. And even in the first few waves, you can actually just completely ignore the effect. You can see here at the top, turns blue. That means our range damage has been converted. And you can pretty much ignore it and just use your minigun, because the enemies have such little base health starting out that it does not matter. And in this case, we want to take all range damage, okay? Just more and more range damage, okay? Keep taking range damage and get more and more wrenches. Turret is also good, of course. We're going to lock that. We didn't get another wrench, so we're just going to go ahead and go into the next wave. But yeah, you can just only take range damage and only buy wrenches, and you will be completely safe. I will say that I think having two miniguns can be quite nice. So if you do find a minigun, which you probably will, you can buy a second minigun. However, I do think having about 4 wrenches is a pretty good amount for this character. And you see, easy enough. These early waves are very easy. The minigun is very overtuned. Obviously, it does not belong in these early waves. That should be obvious. It is a tier 3 weapon, right? As you can see, incredibly strong. And it has piercing, right, as well. Just to add on to everything. Add on to its damage and attack speed, it also has piercing. So it's very strong, yeah? But you do want to, like I said, just cap out your wrenches in the early shops, especially shops 1 and 2. You should not be buying any items as per usual. Only buy more wrenches. Upgrade your wrenches, get 6 wrenches, make them tier 2, tier 3, and so on and so forth. And all I'm doing is just picking up materials. These ways are very easy. Okay, Baby Gecko is great. Luck is great. Now, however, we do just want more range damage. Okay, well, if I get a tier 2 armor on wave 3, I'm going to take it, of course. Can ignore that. Now, shop 3, we can go ahead and buy these items, okay? No issues now buying them. Another wrench and a fertilizer is great. We can actually buy that now. And the reinforced steel is also great. This actually works out perfectly for us, right? We do have reduced engineering modifications. That is okay. We're getting the range damage, and the engineering does do a little bit. So we're basically just trading a tiny bit of speed for a massive increase in damage, basically, right? In this character, funnily enough, is more of an engineer than the engineer is. But to be fair, the strength of the engineer is less in raw stats and more so in his ability to make his structures clump together. He makes turrets clump together, which makes them a lot more effective at killing single high health, high HP enemies, sorry. The whetstone is quite nice. We do lose the knockback on our turrets, but that is okay. We are looking for range damage. We found it. Very easy. A wrench, and we are actually going to buy the scar. Losing a bit of range is okay here. And then reroll one time and lock the wrench. If this was a tier 1 wrench, we could have bought it. The tier 2, it's okay. We can lock it. And yeah, simple enough, right? This character, I think, is ridiculously simple. um, as I said, you can take up a second minigun. However, in the early shops, you're not really going to find that. You will probably find it much in the double-digit waves. In a double-digit shop, you will probably find a second minigun, at which point you should take it. I think having 2 can be quite nice. You shouldn't really struggle if you have upgraded wrenches and 2 miniguns in the late game. And yeah, I was saying, I think this character is very overtuned. You get such ridiculous stats from that extra 200% mod. Lifesteal is also really good for us, of course, because the minigun shoots so quickly. So this could be good, but we do want to find more range damage Perfect. Plus 3 range damage and max HP is also good. We took some HP, some armor, and some lifesteal, right? Just because they were good value, we went ahead and took them. Reinforced steel, and another wrench, and explosion damage also works. We will reroll one single time. Go ahead and lock the wrench and lock the ugly tooth. But yeah, I do think this character has very ridiculous damage. His since you have 200% additional range damage modification, um, range damage was it's a bit ridiculous on this guy, yeah? And technically that's because you start with only one minigun and you have to, and it converts into engineering, but it's still very easy to abuse, in my opinion. No other character that we've played so far has such a high modifier on any of their stats, right? 200% is insane, especially for a raw damage stat. And that's the wave, easy, right? We're up to wave 6, nothing has happened really. A tier 3 upgrade we're definitely going to take. We can take this engineering, ugly tooth, and a book for more engineering. And then we're going to reroll one time. Clockwork wasp and another book, very nice. The boxing glove, okay, so this can actually be quite nice. You see here we have -3 knockback. Well, if we do get some knockback, it does actually apply to our turrets. So this would be 3 knockback in this case. I do think I kind of want to skip it, to be honest, but if I'm showing you guys how to play properly, I do think taking some knockback is quite good. It just makes it so that nothing ever really reaches you, and you don't really need to use your wrenches to hit enemies. You can, you definitely can at some points, but it's not really necessary. It's best to just stay safe and only use your wrenches to do a little bit of additional damage if enemies get near you. And yeah, you see our stats have converted. At the top, the timer turned blue. I would like to get this loot alien if possible. Is it gonna die? No. Oh, okay, yes, we got it right at the last second. Perfect. Okay, we can go ahead and skip this. Piercing, so this does apply to our turrets as well. So we are going to go ahead and take that. We do lose a bit of knockback, unfortunately. It is okay. We're going to look for some more range damage here. Okay, max HP is also quite good. Range damage, perfect. Clockwork wasp, more knockback. And more range damage, of course. We need more and more range damage. We can also get some luck here. And that's it. We don't really have money. We're just going to go ahead and keep going. On to the next wave. Wave 8. This is a very simple wave, right? It's just a bunch of bruisers, a couple of baby aliens, and a couple of spitters. So only 3 types of enemies spawn on this wave. Yeah, okay. I think there's not too much to say right as of right now. What you can do if you feel like you're struggling a little bit is try to stand closer to your turrets. That way they will actually do more damage, right? So in this case we stand near our tier 3 turret, it does the most damage and it has piercing. So it will clear out the most enemies, or clear out enemies the most efficiently, I should say. So you can just stand near it and let it do the work. And then just kind of ignore the other side of the map for the most part. I'm just coming around to pick up materials here at the end of the wave. More max HP. Okay, we really don't need more. We already have 48 max HP. That is more than enough, honestly. The bat is really good. Lifesteal for harvesting. Shady potion. Luck for HP regen. We don't need that. And then damage percent. We don't really need. Go ahead and skip it. Skip again. More engineering. And the bean teacher. We do lose a bit of lifesteal. That's okay. We have 9%. 50% XP gain is great. We're going to go ahead and take that. We could also take some dodge, but it's a bit unnecessary. I think just taking armor is completely fine. If we get some armor, we will be very safe. We don't need to stack up dodge on this character. And yeah, I mean, wave 9 is also very easy. I think this character doesn't... I assume people don't struggle with him. Maybe you're confused about starting weapon. So again, I'd say if you go with the wrench, it should feel really easy. Take the wrench, go with a lot of just A lot of range damage. Of course, you want to take some other stats, right? Attack speed and such. But if you find range damage, and if you find a high quality range damage upgrade when you level up, you should 95% of the time be taking it. You can always find max HP, armor, attack speed, and lifesteal in other, shops or from items or something. You don't need to take it from your upgrades. This is great. We don't need engineering, we just need more range damage. Range damage plus 3. And range. Range is not bad, but we don't really need it. Crit chance, not really. We skipped a tier 3 upgrade, but that's because we don't need it, right? Luck is good. We don't need elemental damage. Or armor is great, okay. I think getting tankier, if you're not taking range damage, you might as well just take more tank stats, in my opinion. So max HP, range, and HP regeneration are all perfect. Luck for damage percent, also a good trade. And let's go. Easy enough. You really just want range damage, some tank stats, and then finally stats for your turrets, which would be secondary stats, right? So that includes explosion damage, explosion size, piercing, piercing damage, damage to bosses, right? All of these are good because they will affect your turret's damage. And they also affect you as well, right? Because most of these will apply to the minigun. Some are better than others. You can kind of think about it a little bit, right? Like damage to bosses, that applies to you and also to your turrets. So that is a great stat. It's incredible. And yeah, we are at the part of the wave where we don't have range damage. It's all in our turrets currently. But you can see our turrets hit very hard. So there's not really anything to worry about. We just have to play around them a bit. So this is where our tank stats come in handy, because we can no longer deal the damage ourselves. We can just stay near our turrets and play safe. Okay, great. Pocket Factory, +2 engineering, and killing an enemy spawn, or a tree spawns a turret. Damage for range is fine. Speed for range, also fine. Alien Eyes, sure, why not? Here we could take luck, but I think just taking more range damage is best. Engineering, so this is reduced by 75%, we don't want to take that. Harvesting could work, but we have almost none, not really worth it. Okay, well, I'm getting tempted now, right? It's a tier 4 upgrade, we're gonna go ahead and take that then, for sure, why not? Attack speed, crit chance, range, this is not the most effective on us, but it can do something if we get certain items. And damage percent at the end of the wave. This is also not super important, but we can actually take it as well. Okay, the alloy is great. So range damage and engineering and some crit chance. Also, we get pumpkin for more piercing damage. That applies to us and also our turrets. You can see here our piercing damage is now a bit better. It's only negative 55%. So basically, piercing bullets deal 45% of the initial damage. We're not really going to be able to kill this boss with what we have now. We need to wait for our turrets to activate. The turrets that we have are going to deal quite a bit more damage than us. So we're just focused on not getting hit so we don't just randomly die, right? Stay near our 4 turrets. I'm going to try to keep the mother near the turrets here in the corner. As you see, we have 4 turrets here. So generally you want to try and keep things near your turrets so they can do the work. Because if you run away from them, you are going to make the situation much worse for yourself. In this case, I'm just pacing back and forth around the corner, and keeping things off me as much as possible. I'm going to move down for some heals. You see we have a ton of fruit here. A bunch of fruit in this area, so just come and heal really quickly. And we are fine. We actually did almost kill the mother. That was very close, right? But we couldn't get it quite in time, so, it's okay. HP for life steal. This is not actually worth it, but I like seeing green numbers on the side of my screen, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it. And also take some more life steal. Another wrench is great. We're gonna combine those. Buy an alloy. Buy a beanie for more speed. Minus range is okay. And I might actually buy this vigilante ring. It won't do too much, but it will help a bit. It will give us a little bit of damage. Realistically, it's not worth, but, it's okay, right? It's not gonna lose us the run, so I'll go ahead and buy it, because it's kind of satisfying, getting damage percent for free every single round. You can see, even with only one minigun, we are clearing out these enemies relatively easily, right? It's not like we're struggling at all. So now when we have engineering, you can see our turrets are doing ridiculous damage. Yeah, I'm mainly just standing near my two tier 3 turrets here. If I had, and I mean, you can see here, there's a clump of about 5 turrets in this area. So generally, you just want to stand near your strongest turret, or stand near wherever they are the most turrets. And in this case, we have 6 turrets in this corner. That is why I'm standing here. That's probably the one thing you really need to keep in mind when you're playing this character. We can take this actually. A turret, nice. More speed. Can we get something else? Let's see, range. You know what? Sure, why not? Vigilante ring, lifesteal. Another wrench is great. I'm actually going to combine these into a tier 3. Range damage, explosion, we don't really need that. Another wrench and another wrench, plus range damage and range damage here as well. We do lose knockback, but range damage is by far more important than knockback. Knockback can be nice, but it's not necessary. We have 2 tier 3 turrets here, so I'm just going to stand here. This is pretty safe. And again, I do think this character is heavily, I don't want to say overpowered or anything, but I do think he's very overtuned compared to some other characters. Like, just think about this character versus well-rounded. Well, I don't think you should struggle on this character if you don't struggle with well-rounded. So, I'm pretty sure most people won't have any trouble with him. But if you do, like I said, just start with the wrench, focus on range damage. You can take health, armor, speed, right? These other secondary stats, you can take them when you have opportunities to, but range damage should be your main stat that you are taking in pretty much every single level up upgrade. And that's it, easy enough. Again, so here I'm looking for range damage, right? I will spend a lot of money looking for range damage if I have to. There we go, we found it, perfect. Very, very simple. Then buy all the range damage we can. Speed and dodge are great, though we actually have really low dodge, so it's better for us to just take some armor, maybe take a recycling machine, and keep going. We have 3 turrets here, 4 turrets, so we're just gonna, oh 5, see? And then we even have 1 down here, so it's almost like we have 6 in this area, so we're just gonna stick right here in between them. We do actually want to pick up some materials though, before the wave gets a little hectic, because we have a lot of bagged materials currently, so it would make it bit more convenient if we could pick these up, because we are leaving a lot of materials on the ground each wave. It doesn't really matter because it only matters when you're going into wave 20 for the most part, since you know that's the final wave, so you want to have all the materials possible at that point. But anytime before that, it's not really that important, and you can pretty much just stay near your turrets. But if it's safe, you might as well go out and pick them up. Nothing wrong with that. And that's it for wave 14. Very easy. Your projectiles gain bounce. We lose damage percent. Not necessary, right? Also not necessary. More damage percent. Sure, why not? We'll take some. Cycling, metal plate, dangerous bunny, and a head injury. Very nice. Damage is plus 30% damage, and we lose a tiny bit of attack speed. We could actually just take that bag. You know what? We will take it, but we'll take it next round. And there we go. Shop 14. It's still very early. If you find this any point before wave 20, you can take it. So we're actually going to combine this, buy this, and then we will buy both of these next wave, or next shop, I should say. So we are against the Colossus. So this is where that damage percent we've been taking will come in handy, because it will help us kill off this enemy here. Also, try not to hug walls when you're against the Colossus, like I'm doing here, because you see you end up taking a lot more damage, which is obviously not good. You want to stay safe. At this point, we don't really need to focus on hitting him. If we want to kill him, we can try. But you can see it's kind of putting us in danger. So I'm more worried about just staying out of his circle. And there are two ways you can move. You can move deeper into the circle he's doing against you. You can also run through it towards him for the most part. That is the other way. Can we kill him here at the very end? Oh, I tried to be greedy. I could have just left him alone for most of the wave and we would have been even safer, but I really wanted to kill him. Okay, just taking more armor will help keep us safe, right? In this case, we are going to combine these wrenches and buy the minigun. Now we have two miniguns. This will make the damage at the start of the wave a lot better. We can also buy a dynamite and free reroll. Okay, we lose elemental, that's fine, and lock the wrench. Perfect. So if you don't chase Colossus there and try to do some silly things, you should never be in danger. I always say this, but you don't need to kill every mini-boss. Of course, if you're me, I'm gonna do some silly things and try to get the shiny red chest from the boss. The shiny red loot crate, right? But that can get you killed if you do it too many times and make too many mistakes. And we're back to having some very easy waves here. We don't really have to do anything specific. And you can see our wrenches actually do hit pretty hard at this point, since we took some damage percent. But most of our damage is still just from turrets, so you just want to sit near your main turrets. These are our big ones, right? Our tier 4 turrets here. I'm gonna go ahead and come over here, pick all of this up. And easy. Very, very easy. Almost 600 materials. A bit of knockback is not bad. 5 HP regen is great. Some damage, some luck, and another wrench upgrade. Perfect. You can also take the Peacock or the Elite Wave. That's a bit crazy, but why not, right? I trust myself. I almost got myself killed against the Colossus. I still felt pretty safe though, to be honest, even though I got low on HP. That is just a common occurrence here, because I will always try to do something crazy if I have the HP to do it. You can see our damage is really good with the two miniguns for the first half of the wave. And then the second half, we have all these turrets to help us out. But I am trying to focus down all of these guys before I lose my range damage. And now I've lost it, so I want to stay near my turrets again. So you have a lot more freedom in the first half of the wave if you do have two miniguns. And then you also don't have to be so dependent on the second half of the wave. But I would never do something like selling my miniguns, even though they become technically useless after 30 seconds, in this case. I still think they're very valuable. And we're done with the wave. Easy. Very, very easy. More speed for range. That's perfectly fine. So that. More lifesteal is great. And we are going to buy the Peacock going into the boss wave. I think it's completely fine. We'll be okay. We could get this, but I don't want to. The boxing glove is not bad. Let's see. We have still -2 knockback, though. We have to get a little bit more to make it go into the positives. Let's see our damage. Okay, we can definitely take an armor plate. That's great. And a hedgehog will give us more range damage. We also want that, of course. We are against the rhino, but we want to try to do as much damage as we can before the first half of the wave is over. That way, it will be very easy for us to kill this boss. This boss you should always be able to kill, in my opinion. The first one, like Colossus, we struggled against. We didn't have quite enough damage, unfortunately. And we put ourselves a little bit in danger to try and kill him. But you can always just, like I said, kind of skip the mini-boss. Oh, what just hit me? Okay, that was a bit surprising. I'm not sure what just hit me. I'd have to watch that again. I think the boss might have clipped me like 2 or 3 times in a row somehow. Or maybe I get hit by a projectile. This is what happens, you know. Just like don't drink and drive, you shouldn't record and play Brotato. But no, this is too important, right? I have to share the Cyborg video. Alright, easy enough. We got 5 crates. Go ahead and take that. Lose max HP and armor for speed and dodge. That's actually worth it. We'll go ahead and take that. Get this. This is great. Reinforced steel is good for us. Coffee is also good for us. Here we definitely want range damage. Thank you. And let's see what else we can get. More luck. It's a little too late for that. Crit chance. Also a bit late, but we'll go ahead and take it. Why not? Robot arm could have been quite nice earlier. It's a little too late. Hedgehog, spicy sauce are both good. Another wrench upgrade. wrench upgrade, and another lure. Nice. Alien worm, wrench upgrade, and night goggles. We don't really need night goggles. We'll go ahead and skip that. And we are at wave 19. There's pretty much only one point where I almost died, which was, I think, just against... Actually, I guess against Colossus and Rhino. I got a little low on HP. Colossus was me being greedy. Rhino, I'm not sure what happened. It felt like I just lost 50 HP all at once. So maybe I just wasn't paying attention because I was talking too much. But generally, you should be safe against either of them. And I will say, again, the final boss, or the final mini-boss, yeah. The final mini-boss, which was Rhino just now. You should be able to kill the final mini-boss. You should have the stats to do so pretty easily. Depending on which mini-boss you get first, though, you may or may not be able to kill it. So in our case, we got Colossus, right? So the one that floats towards us and then runs away in the second phase. That boss is a little dangerous to chase after, because once we lose our range damage, we can really not depend on our miniguns or anything. We just have to sit near our turrets. It's very greedy to try and kill him. Armor is great here. 4 armor. Combine these. Buy all of this and roll one time. We got a minigun tier 4. We cannot buy it, unfortunately. We're just going to go ahead and buy some more healing, and that's it. Should be relatively easy to finish this. We have a ton of lifesteal. That is our main stat for staying alive. After armor and health, of course. Everyone needs armor and health. And there's no real strategy. Once you get to the wave 20, for most characters, Cyborg included, you should just be able to sit there relatively easily and kill them both. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, you want to tell me anything, please leave a comment below. Maybe leave your thoughts on the Cyborg. And yeah, if you liked the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, because I would appreciate it. And that's it for now. Next video, we will be playing another character. We're getting close to the end of this guide series, so yeah, there we go. 105 range damage. Very nice, right? Very, very nice. And next time we will be playing the Glutton. I hope you guys look forward to that. I also really enjoyed the Glutton. Hope you guys will too. So yeah, okay. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.